3 years ago, a woman in rural Tennessee planted 11 daffodil bulbs along her fence line. 11. She spent $4.70 at a hardware store close-out sale. Last spring, she counted over 240 blooms from that same spot. She has not touched that bed since the day she planted it. No fertilizer, no dividing, no replanting. 240 flowers from 11 bulbs and $4.70. That is not a gardening story. That is a math problem. And once you understand the math, you will never look at a flat of annuals the same way again. Here is what the garden industry does not want you to figure out. Bulbs that multiply are the single greatest return on investment in all of American horticulture. Not the tulips they stack at the front of the store every October. Not the fancy dahlias in the glossy catalog. Those are the decoys. The plants designed to look spectacular in the photo, perform adequately for one season, and then disappear, sending you back to the store next fall with your wallet open. The bulbs I am about to show you do the opposite. You plant them once, they split, they spread, they colonize, and every single spring they give you more than the year before, completely free for decades. One of the bulbs on this list has been documented spreading across an entire hillside from a single original planting in under 7 years. No human involvement, just the plant doing what evolution designed it to do. We're going to get to that one. But first, let me make sure you never waste money on the wrong bulbs again. If this is the kind of information your garden center has been hoping you never find, subscribe to The Honest Gardener right now. Hit that button before the algorithm decides you have seen enough and moves on. We put out honest, money-saving garden content every single week, and it costs you nothing but 30 seconds to make sure you keep seeing it. 9 bulbs. All of them multiply on their own. All of them come back stronger every year. And the math on every single one of them will make you angry at every bag of tulip bulbs you have ever purchased. Daffodils are where this conversation has to start. And specifically, I want you to think beyond the basic yellow trumpet and look at the variety Ice Follies, a large white daffodil with a pale cream cup that multiplies faster than almost any named variety on the market. Plant a single Ice Follies bulb in well-drained soil in fall, and by the end of year 3, that bulb will have produced between 4 and 7 offsets, each one a full-sized flowering bulb. By year 5, that original investment is a clump of 12 to 15 bulbs. By year 10, without a single intervention on your part, you are looking at a colony. Zones 3 through 8 cover nearly every state where winter gives the bulbs the cold period they need to set those offsets. They are completely deer-proof because daffodils contain a compound called licorine that makes every part of the plant toxic and deeply unappetizing to wildlife. They naturalize in lawn grass, in woodland edges, under deciduous trees. Plant them once in the right spot, and they will be blooming in that spot long after you have stopped gardening entirely. Glory of the Snow sounds like something from a Victorian poetry collection, but it is one of the most practically useful small bulbs an American gardener can plant. It blooms in late February and March, often pushing up through the last snow of the season, which means it adds color at the single most desperate moment of the gardening year. The flowers are small, star-shaped, in a clear sky blue that photographs beautifully, and it multiplies by 2 methods simultaneously. It produces offset bulbs underground, and it self-seeds prolifically above ground, meaning new plants establish themselves in cracks between flagstones, in gravel paths, in lawn grass, in places you never planted anything. Zones 3 through 8. A planting of 25 bulbs, which cost about $6 to $8 at most garden centers, becomes a carpet of several hundred plants within 5 years. It is one of the most cost-effective color investments you can make in any American garden. Snowdrops are the ones that will outlive you. That is not a figure of speech. There are documented snowdrop colonies in England that have been blooming in the same location for over 300 years from the original planting. In American gardens, zones 3 through 7, they bloom in January and February, sometimes in January in the mid-Atlantic states, when the ground is still partially frozen and the idea of anything alive and flowering seems impossible. Each bulb splits into 2 every year without fail. A planting of 50 bulbs becomes 100 in year 2, 200 in year 3, 400 in year 4. The math compounds like interest in a savings account, except instead of money, you are accumulating hundreds of delicate white flowers every February for the rest of your life. They prefer partial shade and moist, humus-rich soil. Plant them under deciduous trees where they get winter and spring light before the canopy fills in. Grape Hyacinth, specifically the variety Valerie Finnis, with its unusual pale lavender blue color, or the classic Muscari armeniacum in deep cobalt blue, is the bulb that garden designers use to create those sweeping blue rivers of color you see in professional landscapes and assume cost a fortune. They do not cost a fortune. They cost about $8 per bag of 25, and within 3 years, that bag becomes a flowing, self-sustaining colony. Muscari multiplies by offsets underground and by self-seeding above ground, and it does both aggressively. Zones 3 through 9. It blooms in April, bridges the gap between early spring bulbs and late spring perennials, and the foliage appears in fall and stays green all winter, which actually helps suppress weeds during the months when your garden is most vulnerable to them. One practical note: once established, Muscari can spread into lawn areas. If that bothers you, plant it in contained beds. If it does not bother you, let it go and enjoy a blue lawn edge every April. Allium, and specifically the variety Gladiator with its 4-inch purple globe flowers on 3-foot stems, is the most architectural bulb on this list. It blooms in late May and June, bridging the gap between spring and summer, and the dried seed heads that follow the flowers are so sculptural that many gardeners leave them standing all the way through winter. Zones 4 through 9. Deer will not touch alliums because they are members of the onion family, and the entire plant smells accordingly. They multiply steadily by offsets underground and by self-seeding, and because the seeds are relatively large and heavy, new plants tend to establish close to the mother plant, gradually building a dense colony rather than scattering randomly. A planting of 15 Gladiator bulbs becomes 40 to 50 in 5 years, without any assistance whatsoever. Southern gardeners in zones 7 through 9 should plant alliums in a spot that gets good drainage because they dislike wet summer soil while dormant. What state are you in? And what is your United States Department of Agriculture hardiness zone? Drop it in the comments right now. I am not just asking to be polite. I am asking because Zone 6 in Tennessee has completely different soil and rainfall from Zone 6 in Colorado, and the gardeners watching this video from those two places need different specific advice. Your comment helps me help everyone. Camassia is the bulb that belongs in every conversation about naturalizing in American gardens and almost never comes up. It is a native North American bulb, which means it evolved here, which means it knows exactly how to survive here without any help from you. It blooms in May with tall spikes of starry blue or white flowers that reach 2 to 3 feet tall, zones 3 through 8. It thrives in the one condition that kills most bulbs: wet spring soil. Plant Camassia in the low spot in your yard, the area that stays soggy after rain, the spot where tulips rot and daffodils sulk, and it will multiply and spread into a colony that blooms more heavily every single year. It self-seeds prolifically, and the seeds germinate readily. A planting of a dozen bulbs becomes a naturalized stand of 50 to 70 plants within 4 to 5 years in a suitable moist location. Pacific Northwest gardeners, this is your native plant. It carpeted the prairies of the Willamette Valley before European settlement. It belongs in your garden. Spanish bluebells, the variety Excelsior in deep violet blue, are the slightly misunderstood members of this list because they have a reputation for being too aggressive, a reputation they have partially earned and partially inherited from confusion with the more invasive English bluebell. Spanish bluebells are vigorous, yes. They multiply quickly by offsets and self-seed readily, but in a managed garden bed, that vigor is exactly what you want. Zones 4 through 9. They bloom in late April and May, with nodding bell-shaped flowers on arching stems that are genuinely beautiful in a naturalistic woodland edge style. Plant them under shrubs, along a shaded fence, or in the transitional area between your lawn and a wooded edge. They prefer partial shade, but tolerate full sun in cooler zones. A bag of 25 bulbs, typically $8 to $10, becomes 200 or more plants within 5 years. If you are in zones 7 through 9, plant them in a spot that gets afternoon shade to prevent summer bulb stress. Crocosmia, the variety Lucifer, is the plant that will make your neighbors stop their cars. 7 of them. It sends up arching sprays of brilliant scarlet-red flowers from July through August on stems that reach 4 feet tall at the precise moment in summer when most of the spring color has faded and the garden looks tired and washed out. Zones 5 through 9. It spreads by underground corms that multiply rapidly, each corm producing multiple offsets every season. So a planting of 12 corms becomes 40 to 60 within 2 to 3 years. In zones 7 through 9, it is fully hardy and never needs to be lifted. In zones 5 and 6, it is reliably hardy with a layer of mulch over winter. One important note: in the mildest climates, zones 8 and 9 along the Pacific coast, Crocosmia can naturalize aggressively. Know your zone before you plant it in a location where you want to control the spread. But if you want a bold, self-sustaining colony of red summer flowers that hummingbirds visit constantly, plant Lucifer and step back. And the 9th bulb, the one I saved for last because it represents the purest version of everything this video is about, is the species tulip. Not the tall hybrid tulips at the front of every garden center display. Not the Darwin hybrid or the Triumph tulips that look magnificent for one spring and then quietly decline and disappear by year 3. I am talking about Tulipa tarda, Tulipa turkestanica, and Tulipa sylvestris, small, starry, wildflower tulips that bloom in April, naturalize in well-drained soil, and multiply reliably year after year the way their hybrid cousins simply cannot. Zones 3 through 8. Tulipa tarda produces clusters of 3 to 7 small yellow and white flowers per stem and multiplies so readily in gravelly, dry soil that a planting of 25 bulbs becomes over 200 in 5 years. They are practically unknown at mainstream garden centers, which is exactly the problem. You can order them online from specialty bulb suppliers for roughly the same price as the hybrid tulips that will disappoint you by year 2. Plant them in full sun with excellent drainage. Do not fertilize them heavily, and they will reward you with more flowers every spring for the rest of your gardening life. Now step back and look at what all 9 of these bulbs have in common beyond the obvious fact that they multiply. Every single one of them was doing this before you arrived. They were naturalizing in meadows, in woodlands, along stream banks and hillsides, without irrigation systems or fertilizer schedules or any human involvement whatsoever. That is what naturalizing means. It means the plant is playing a long game, quietly expanding its territory season by season, building a colony that becomes more beautiful and more resilient with every passing year. Your job is simply to introduce them to a spot in your yard that suits their nature. Give them one decent first season of establishment, and then get out of the way. The $4.70 daffodil planting in Tennessee is not a miracle. It is arithmetic. 11 bulbs times 20 years of multiplying equals a fence line full of flowers that costs nothing to maintain and nothing to replace. That is the investment the garden center could never sell you, because once you make it, you never need to come back. Next week, I am going to show you 9 plants that belong nowhere near your yard, your children, or your pets. Plants that look absolutely gorgeous in the nursery display and are quietly banned in multiple states for good reason. At least one of them produces a seed that can cause permanent blindness on contact with your eyes. Make sure you are subscribed before you go plant shopping again. That video might save you from a very expensive and very painful mistake.